why don't I like myself? If you've ever whispered that question into the dark, if you've ever stared at your reflection and felt only disappointment, you are not alone. Millions of us carry this ache, but very few ever name it out loud. Today, let's uncover 7 hidden reasons we struggle with liking ourselves and the quiet steps that begin the journey back to love. First, there is the voice, the one that whispers, "You're not enough. You'll never be enough." We didn't invent this voice. It was handed to us by parents, teachers, bullies, even culture itself. Over time, it becomes the soundtrack of our lives. But here's the truth. That voice is not you. It's an echo of someone else's wound playing inside your mind. And echoes, they fade when you choose to speak louder with truth. What if the critic in your head was never yours to carry? Second, we live in a comparison culture. We scroll through highlight reels and measure them against our behind the scenes. We forget that what we see is filtered, staged, and polished, and we punish ourselves for not living up to a lie. Comparison is a thief, but you can stop feeding it by remembering your story isn't supposed to look like anyone else's. Pause, breathe. Your pace is still sacred. Third, old wounds shape how we see ourselves. Unresolved pain whispers, "You deserved it, you are broken." But the truth is, trauma is not proof of your unworthiness. It is proof you survived something meant to destroy you. The shame is not yours to keep. Healing begins the moment you decide, "I will not carry their violence in my body anymore." What if your scars were evidence of strength, not shame? Fourth, the myth of perfection. We edit our faces, crop our lives, filter our truth, and then we hate ourselves for not being flawless. But perfection is a moving target. You'll never catch it. Self-love begins where perfection ends. Say this with me. I do not have to be flawless to be worthy. Fifth, we lose ourselves in people-pleasing. We smile when we want to cry. We say yes when everything in us screams no. And each time we chip away at the core of who we are. But approval is a hunger that never ends. Real love only finds us when we dare to stop performing. So the question is, will you choose their approval or your soul? Sixth, shame. Shame convinces us we are unworthy of love, that if people saw the truth, they'd walk away. But shame is a liar. It builds walls to keep us isolated when what we need most is connection. Every time you speak your truth out loud, shame loses its grip. Self-hatred begins to unravel when you dare to be seen. Finally, we don't like ourselves because we forget we were whole on arrival. Before the world told us who we should be, before the comparisons, the critics, the trauma, we already carried worth in our breath. We don't have to earn our value. We only need to remember it. What if nothing was ever missing from you? You may not love yourself yet. You may not even like yourself today. But asking the question, why, is already the first step back home, because in the asking, you've remembered something the world tried to make you forget. You were never the problem. You were never broken. And you are still worthy of your own love. Take a deep breath. Write this down. I am whole. I am here. I am enough. Whole on arrival. Don't give up. I see you. I hear you. I was you.
If this reminded you of your worth, I'm sorry that you forgot, but I'm glad you listened. If it made you feel better, give it a like.